Hello, church family. I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk to you about our ministry focus for this fall season. We're thankful to the Lord that He's blessing us, that we see the evidence of His goodness and His grace in our lives and in our church, and we're so very thankful for that. Yet we realize still what we do as a ministry is very much affected by the global pandemic of the coronavirus. So as we're thinking about our fall ministry, I wanted to just take this time to emphasize the things we're really giving ourselves to. Number one, obviously, Sunday morning worship service. I'm going to loop back around and talk about that more later, but we're still just asking God to be bringing our church back together. Our goal is to see most of our church back together by the end of the year. But of course, we'll continue to emphasize our Sunday morning worship service. In addition to that, though, our small groups are up and going again. There's room to get you into a small group. We would even be willing to start an additional group or two if we need to. So if you'd like to get part of one of our small groups, we're going to be focusing on that for this fall. Also, Prayer 1201. This is one of the good things that has been developed in our church as a result of the coronavirus, and that's our Prayer 1201 ministry. So if you're not part of that yet, go to the church Facebook page, go to groups, and on groups you can ask to join our Pray 1201 group. And every day, Monday through Friday, one of our pastors will lead us in prayer, as well as a key verse for the day that will be the basis of our praying. We think it's so important for our church to be praying together as one voice unto the Lord. So Pray 1201 is another one of the ministries we'll focus on. Wednesday nights, of course, will be ESM, our Emmanuel Student Ministries. Thursday nights then will be the College Fellowship. And then by way of evangelism, we're going to continue to encourage our church family to use The Chosen as a means of getting people into the life of Jesus, as well as to use as a discussion starter to be able to share the gospel of Jesus Christ with our friends and neighbors and co-workers. And so continue to listen as we talk more about The Chosen, and that's sort of our evangelism effort for this fall. So as we think about ministry for the fall, those 5 things: our morning worship service, our small groups, Pray 1201, ESM on Wednesday nights, College Fellowship on Thursday nights, and then evangelism using The Chosen. Now let me talk just a little bit about our Sunday morning service, because we've decided that on October 18th, starting October 18th, that we're going to offer 2 Sunday morning worship services. One will be at 9 o'clock and the other will be at 10:30. They'll be the same service, and so you'll choose which one that you want to attend starting October 18th. Now, we're going to do this for 10 weeks. And so if you look at the calendar, October 18th going 10 weeks will take us to December 20th. Then December 27th and January 3rd we'll be back to one service. But here's what we've been facing, and that is, as our goal has been to bring our whole church family back together again, or at least to get as much of our church family back by the end of the year, we've just simply run out of room in the auditorium because of the protocol of social distancing. We believe that social distancing is something that's still going to be with us at least through the end of the year. And so with that in mind, right now we're getting close to maxing out the seating capacity of the auditorium, because obviously we're just using half of it. And so starting October 18th, we're going to, at our 9 o'clock service, use half the pews, and then for the second service we'll move our stop signs to the other pews, so that in a morning we'll try to use all of the pews, but just half at a time. So 9 o'clock and 10:30 is when we're looking at doing our 2 services. Again, we would think that this social distancing is with us at least through the end of the year. And all along, we've been just trying to think wisely about how we can both do our church ministry as well as to submit to the protocols and guidelines that are given to us by our government officials. And so as we look at this fall, we're thinking for those 10 weeks, starting October 18th, that we'll offer the 2 Sunday morning services, 9 o'clock, 10:30. So you'll choose one of those. It will be the same service both times. The same child care ministry will be provided both times. And we're just trusting that this will be a way that we can have enough seating capacity on a Sunday morning to bring back all of our church family. Again, our goal is to have most everyone back on a Sunday morning by the end of the year. Of course, live stream will continue to be offered. We know that there are those that, whether because of age or because of other medical conditions, may see that it's best that they not join us by the end of the year. We understand that. So the live stream will still be available. But overall, we think it's important for our church family to be coming back together again on a Sunday morning. And so going to 2 services we think will be the best solution to how we can do that. Now, one of the questions that many have had has to do with our 9 o'clock Bible hour. When do we plan to resume that? Well, right now the plan is January 10th, we will resume the 9 o'clock Bible hour and the Gospel Project. We just wanted to wait until most of our church is back together again, because again, the whole design of the Gospel Project is for the entire church, all the way from the children to the youth and the adults, to be together in that curriculum. And so right now the plan is January 10th, we'll resume the 9 o'clock Bible hour and the Gospel Project. This coming Sunday, I'm really looking forward to our time in John's Gospel in John 20. We're going to look at when the disciples, on that Resurrection Sunday, the Bible tells us in John 20 that they're in, we believe to be the upper room, but it says the door is locked because of their fear of the Jews. And as these fearful, guilt-ridden disciples are together in that upper room with the door locked, John says, almost suddenly, Jesus stood with them. It's such a beautiful picture of the church. Here we gather together as really weak people. We come together in desperate need of the Lord's presence, of the Lord's grace, to be reassured every week that God is for us. And suddenly Jesus was there with his disciples, and he said, "Peace, peace be with you." And then John says Jesus showed them his hands, and they saw the nail prints in his hands. He showed them his side, and they saw where the spear had been thrust in his side. And he said, "Peace be with you." See, Jesus reminded them by the scars in his hand and the scar on his side that God is for them. Because as Paul said, if he spared not his own son, how will he not freely with him give us all things? What I'm most grateful for to know that during this COVID time, Jesus has been with us. And he'll continue to be with us. Because it's his desire not just that we survive this time, but that by his grace we thrive in this time. So let's keep praying together. Let's keep giving. Let's keep serving. Let's keep worshiping. Let's keep waiting upon the Lord to do good and gracious things among his people. God bless you.